It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the work. It ain't about the money. I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about the work. Why you think Oscar De La Hoya is out here getting plowed by prostitutes? Boredom. That's why. Oscar De La Hoya has to work. Have to work. Like, I really think men have to work until they're at least like into their 60s. Like, you have to work until you're like, you have to work to live. And it's a gift to be able to work. It's amazing how that I think that may be like the one thing that slavery really robbed black people of in America. The descendants of slaves, the love of work. Not just the necessity of it, but actually like the love of working. Like waking up in the morning and be like, man, I get to work today. Dude, you may have seriously, man. It's the first time. This channel is the first time in my life that I was ever able to wake up in the morning and say, man, I am so glad I get to go to work. I'm so glad. That was stolen from people that were forced to do stuff for y'all. When really, if you would just let people do what the fuck they want to do, black people would be great workers. If you felt like there was something coming out of it, but if you felt like it's torture and punishment and for no profit, you're going to have people not like it at all. But it's accomplishments, man. Like you had people working for hundreds of years and they were never allowed to be successful. You separated work from success. Mentally, separated work and associated work as punishment. Work was punishment. Work was not a way to reward yourself. And there's really... I don't know who you're talking to. Blacks and Latino don't have the same history. I don't know. You're not talking to me. I'm just telling you, man, it's the love of work that will like not even loving the work, the specific action that you're doing, just loving the ability to be able to create every day, to be able to achieve something every day, to have some of the type of conversations that you get to have. I had a conversation with somebody, man, it made me feel so blessed. I'm not going to say who it is. I won't even say what it was, but I'll tell you who it was. A Sean Denton. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get it. Fanon, I'm Latin, landing in black, full stop. Man, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, bro. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. Nobody said anything about a race card, stupid. What I said is, if you make somebody do something they don't want to do, you are going to create a negative relationship between that person and that thing. If people associate school with punishment, they will not want to go to school. If every time you give a dog a carrot, you slap him right after he eats, he's not going to want to eat a carrot. That's human nature. If you reward a dog every time the dog runs out the front of the house, and you have a treat in your pocket, and you say, come back, and every time that dog comes back, you give him a treat, guess what? And a pet, that dog's going to come back to you every time. If every time that dog comes around you, you kick it, it's not going to want to come around you. If you lock people up for a couple hundred years, have them children be born on the job and die on the job. You're born on the job and you die on the job. You live in the job, you are punished in the job. You are never rewarded in the job. You literally have the job take your kids, the job take your wife, the job take your self-respect. And you think people are going to associate that with something they want to do? You're going to confuse that with laziness. When it's hard for them to get out of the bed. And you're going to think it's their problem and not your problem, that you're causing the fact that they don't trust you to let them grow. Oh, yes, there is. I'm grown. There's a need for me to call you a name, idiot. If it's accurate, there's definitely a need. Fuck off. I'm a grown person. I know full well that cuss words have purposes. Names get your attention. When you listen to conservative black people talking about liberal black people, what are they talking about? We need to just get up and do it ourselves. That's if you have to tell somebody to get up and do it themselves, that's because they don't want to get up. Why don't they want to get up? And why do you want to get up and they don't want to get up? You're a moron. I'm talking about the future, fuckboy. I'm talking about the future, dumbass. You're just an idiot. You're just an idiot. I am literally telling you there are victims in the world, buffoon. What are victims supposed to do? Idiot. If your granddaughter gets raped, she's not supposed to act like she got raped? Serious question. Serious question. Is she? Or is she just supposed to suck it up and keep going and act like nothing happened? And if she feels bad about it, the problem is on her. It's not the guy that did it. Do you know why the word victim is in the vocabulary, homie? Because there really are victims. That's why there is the word victim. What you want me to say? I'm not going to tell people that have been victimized that they've not been victimized. They have been. If you've been a victim, you deserve to have a victim's mentality because you're a victim. If somebody broke in your house and stole your stuff, you'd have a victim mentality, wouldn't you? You call the cops. What you calling the cops for? That's a victim mentality. You feel like you've been wronged. You want it righted. What do you do? You want it right? What are you doing? That's a victim's mentality. Right? Ain't that a victim's mentality? Jewish people, do they have victims' mentalities? Are they victims? They say they're victims. Jewish people got big organizations to tell you exactly how much of victims they are. It's called the Anti-Defamation League, to make sure you don't victimize them. And if you think for a second they've not been victimized, they'll fucking write a movie and put that shit in your face and let you know exactly how they have been victimized. I'm sorry, black people have been victims. They have the right to have a victim's mentality or to be worried about being victimized. We have the right to do that. Matter of fact, I dare say we have the duty to do that. We have a duty to recognize the mistreatment of people with color in their skin so that our children, who will inevitably have color in their skin, don't have to fall victim to the same thing. You don't owe it to your grandparents and to the past. You owe it to the people in the future. You want your grandson to be able to be born black as coal and not have anybody do anything but say how pretty his skin is. Otherwise, what's the purpose of your life? But if you're victimizing people, don't cry about somebody telling you that you did it. Anyway, now we can get back to boxing.